First question is going to come from Stephen Hawkins from the Associated Press.
Hey, Lincoln, obviously you have a little familiarity with AT&T Stadium. Kind of what are you going to tell your guys about it? And if you're going to have to play somewhere, not a bad place, I guess, for you to go, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Stephen. It's one of the best venues in sports. I'm fortunate to be able to play in a couple championship games there, and then obviously got to play in the Cotton Bowl during the COVID season, which you combine that stadium, one of the greatest stadiums in the world, and then on top of it, one of the most historic bowl games there's ever been in. There's ever been. It's very special. It is. It's not easy to get to a game like that, and so. Yeah, excited to share with our guys the history of this game. Obviously, the opportunity to get down there and play at AT&T Stadium is very special, and it means a lot to us. And so that'd be cool to get back to that area and play, and our guys will be certainly looking forward to it.
And the last thing I'll just ask you, just obviously the disappointment of the night, knowing that you guys were that close to the playoff. What's kind of the process of kind of getting your guys re-engaged, and do you think that's a problem, or do you think it's just part of the growth process?
No, I think we'll definitely get re-engaged. We're going to play a great football team that won a big time game yesterday. With the head coach there that I have a ton of respect for and the job that he's done. And I think from where this program was to playing in a New Year's Six game is a great accomplishment. We're certainly disappointed that we didn't take care of business the other night, but that's the nature of these big time games. And we understood when we signed off of this thing that it was going to be a continual process. And we're disappointed with the other night, but certainly very proud of the season that our football team has had. And if we're truly serious about being the kind of program that we feel like we could be, then this Cotton Bowl game against Tulane will be a great opportunity for us. So we need to embrace it and be ready to be at our best.
All right, Lincoln, thanks.
You got it. Thank you.
Our next question will come from Ryan Young. Ryan, go ahead with your question.
Hey, Lincoln, what's your expectation for Caleb's availability for this game? And did you get any more clarity on the extent of the injury, the hamstring injury?
Yeah, he's got a significant hamstring injury. It's good we're not playing probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So we'll try to rehab that. Those things. Hamstrings are different for everybody, but the nature of his is pretty severe. I mean, if we played the next couple of weeks, he most likely would not be available, and we'll see. We'll have to see how it progresses, Ryan. I mean, we obviously hope to have him. He's a warrior. He fought through it really the other night when a lot of guys wouldn't. But he's pretty sore, as you would expect, and we'll rehab him hard and hope to have him available. And if we don't, then we'll have the other guys ready to go.
For sure. And is there anybody else that right now, either health-wise or opt-out-wise, will not be taking part in the game?
No, not at this point. We've had some conversations with a few of the guys already, but we expect to, other than Brett Nealon, we know that Brett won't be available. Obviously disappointed to not have him for our last one. He's been such a big part of this run and this turnaround here. So hate that we won't have Brett available, but right now our expectation is everybody else would be.
Thank you.
Next question will come from Matt Keplinger. Mark, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Mark Keplinger from the Tulane Hullabaloo. Last year, you played Tulane and Willie Fritz in Oklahoma. What do you remember about that game? And can you kind of speak to what sort of program Willie Fritz is building in New Orleans?
Willie's building a tremendous program, and it's no surprise to me at all that they've had the season they had. I remember leaving the field, last year in that game, thinking, that obviously it was a very kind of up and down game. Tulane made a great run at the end, and I remember thinking there's a lot of really good football players in that team, and they may not get the respect they deserve, or the national narrative may just be that, Oklahoma didn't show up and play well. And I recognize that there was a good football team on that other sideline, the quarterback, a lot of really good players, and you could tell they're certainly very well coached. So to see them make the run this year, win the league, play the way that they have is no surprise to me. I think Coach Fritz is one of the best coaches that there is. I think he's proven that with what he's done with the football program. So ultimate respect for him, the players there. They've had a a really fantastic year, and just have ultimate respect for those guys.
Our final question for Coach Rod is going to come from Matthew Loftus. Matthew, please unmute and ask your question. All right, we can't seem to get Matthew's question. He can't come off of mute there, Coach. So we're going to let you go. Thanks for joining us today.
You got it. Thanks, Scotty. Looking forward to seeing everybody.